Hello, fans of Junk Journal January. Karen Bierce Designs here. And today I'm going back to more the side of the junk journal and the digitals. The prompt is number 12 and it is overlap. And this is the page we are working on, which had a bit of, I'll show you the page from yesterday. This was the page, crazy, goofy, crazy page. This is the negative of the stencil. That was from that. So this was done with the glossy sprays. And I just love it. I do have staples that I have to deal with. Look how wonky my pages are getting. Look how chunky my book is getting. It's kind of crazy, but we're going to make it work somehow. I don't know how. I don't know how. It's getting more difficult. Obviously, working on this side's fine. It's working on this monstrosity. So, don't you love this paper? Don't you? I love this paper. This is Pink Monarch Prints, and that's what I'm going to be using today. And one of the things I've done, I had started way back when in May to videotape about this kit. I printed out a bunch of the pages of the kit, and I was going to, oh my gosh, this kit is stunning. I can't even. I was going to work with it, and I didn't get around to it. Life got busy, and I'm like a squirrel. Look, there's something else. Look at that. And that's what happened. And so I'm coming back to it. So what I've done is I'm posting about this kit first, and then you will see this video. That's what's happening. So I go through the kit. I talk about Pink Monarch. I think one of the things I'm not sure if I talked about in that video was it's a monthly subscription, or you can just buy the kits monthly on your own. You can just buy from their Etsy shop, so you don't have to be a member, but I think you save a bunch of money if you're in the subscription. I'm not affiliated with them. I just love their kits. So let's get started. One of the things I love, and I talk about in the video, is they have all of their kits are in a playlist. So they'll do things like, I'll show you one of the things I did. This was from another one. I just showed it on the other video too. But this is, for example, this was the August kit, French Countryside, 2024. And so it's a mother-daughter team, I think Anna and Lena. And what they will do is they will show you how to work with the kit. So they'll do a quick, simple video. And this was, I don't know, I think I did this on my own, but inspired from one of their videos. And yeah, but they have all kinds of fun, interactive trifolds and flips and tucks and all that. So this kit goes perfectly for the prompt, which was, again, already forgotten it, overlap, right? 12, overlap. And again, I just love this paper. So I'm just gonna, I just want to wallpaper. I said that in the video. I just want to wallpaper something with this. Something. It's so pretty. So pretty. So in that video, I do have some printing tips on how I print out anyway, and how I make it easier for myself to print out. And my idea was, these are little folders, and what I'm thinking of doing is overlapping them this way. I don't want to lose this. I like that. So I wanted to have something where I could just come in. And of course, these colors don't match at all. You know, it's kind of ironic. There's literally every color in here except purple. And that's the page that it's going on. I almost feel like I should just put it here instead. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will do that. Let's do that. We're going to go jiggy, and this is going to be number 12 instead. And then let's see what the next, so then we have 13 is opaque, and 14 and balance, and 15 is neutral. Well, that's helpful. That's a neutral. So, right, that's how it would go. 12, 13, 14, yeah, 15. So this will end up being opaque. Yes, I'm going to do that because this just doesn't lend itself well to that. I can work in purples over here. So let's do it. Let's just bend the rules a little. So my thought was that, and now that means I could even go lower, show more of the folders, and then that's a great idea too, because then I can use this. I love this paper. I love this paper. I can't believe it's taken me this long to work with it. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. So let me get an idea. And then we could do some shenanigans in the background, or I could even cover this like that. I could do that. I hate to cover this paper though. I know some of it will peek out, but I don't want to cover it. I don't. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. And then, you know what? And we could stamp on the background or do whatever on the background instead. We could even just do that on the background. That might be an idea. And then it doesn't take away from... Yes, all right. Well, let me cut these out and I'll be back. So here's what I'm thinking. I've got my 2 little file folders and I really do want to use that. So I know I want to use that. This is one of the pieces of paper and it just, look how perfect the color is. It's ridiculous. So part of me was thinking, what if I cut this and my only concern is it's a bit fussy. It's a bit too much because, then I want to jazz this up, but at the same time, it's gorgeous. Now, the other thing I could do also is instead of doing this, I could just stamp. But, we've done a bunch of that stamping. I'm just going to do it. I think I'm just going to use this as the background. Because I love it. I hate that I'm using... Oh, you know what else I could do now? Because you will be able to see it. So if I put this up a bit, like that stamp, but that would be covered. Now, of course, in my little crazy world, I go, oh, I should really cut this. No, you don't need to cut and preserve that. It's okay. You have the digital. That's one of the nice things about having the digital. And then that would slide nicely in there. If I cut it, things could get snagged. But then it becomes, maybe I'd rather have it this way. Yes, I would, because then I have the postage and I could still see that. And it's upside down, but that's okay because this is the right way up. Okay, I like that. So let's do that. So yeah, the beauty about digitals, and what I'm going to do is just mark the paper. And I'm going to leave a border so that I can see I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch border so I can see what it's on. The beauty about the digital is, number one, I'm not losing anything. It's just not printed on the back, number one. And number two, I can print out another one. So it's not like traditional scrapbook paper where you get, the one piece and then you have to cry because you've put the other side. I know, we're silly, aren't we? Again, I know I'm not alone. I know my people. And I still have this prettiness. So there. I love that. Love it. And it'll go well because this page is supposed to be, it'll be neutral. So now, how do I glue that down? Ugh. Glue the whole page down. I'm going to distress it first. But I won't bore you with the distressing. I'm going to distress again. I kind of want to do, it's more of a ground espresso color. So let me go with ground espresso. So I'll distress this off camera and I'll glue it down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do ATG and then glue stick to save time and dryness. And then I did pull these out. So a lot of these kits have labels and I have label stamps And I never put the two together. So I want to do that today. And then I really like this quote, make the days count. Make the days count. So I've put a bunch of the ephemera just in one of these little plastic doohickeys, whatever, like berry containers, just for now, so I can wrangle all the pieces. But we'll figure out what to put on there after. So yeah, let me do that. So I thought I'd just show you. I've just taken my smaller tape runner, ATG adhesive tape gun, which is the big one, but I'm out of adhesive. So I just took my little Tombow Mono one, and I did it randomly around, and then what I'll do is I will glue stick everywhere in between, because you don't want air bubbles. I don't like air bubbles. So that's what I'm doing. So I've got that glued down, and now what I'm going to do is, and I printed this, so this was just printed on paper, on copy paper, and this has been printed on cardstock to give you an idea. And I'm going to, even though this kind of has a distressed edge, I'm going to just quickly do this because it's more pronounced if I add to it. Yeah, so mid-January. So let's talk about dry January. Is anyone else doing dry January? This is my first year participating. I love wine. I love a glass of wine. I like cocktails. I especially like gin and tonic. And I've definitely cut back over the years from my earlier days. But I just decided, you know what, dry January, it's not really showing up, would be a good idea. You know, and it was something Tom Holland said, he's a young actor who played Spider-Man, which I love him and Zendaya together. I'm just a fangirl that, they got engaged. But he said he did dry January and he realized it was really hard. Like, he kept thinking about alcohol. And he was like, you know, if I'm always thinking about alcohol, I might have a problem. And so that's one of the things I thought, well, that's a fair point. Let me do dry January, see how it goes. I'd already been cutting back, whatever. Okay, I'm going to glue this one first and then this one. I like the big overlap. I mean, I think they're designed more to be like that. But I think if I do this, there's more chance for shenanigans on the cover. So I'm going to do that. And I have to remember not to glue the bottom because you want the long, so you want it to tuck all the way down. So I'm just going to glue the sides on this piece. So yes, so Tom Holland did say that he thought about alcohol a bit too much while he was doing dry January. And that made him realize maybe he had a problem. So he pretty much quit drinking. So I thought, well, let me do that and just see. And so I'm on, what are we, day 16 is today? Today's the 16th. I know this is only the 12th or day 12, but I'm a bit behind. And yeah, so far, no big problem, no big deal. So that's good, right? That's a good sign. I realized one of the things for me, I love the taste of wine. I don't buy fancy wine. I'm just like a cheap wine, doesn't matter, but I'm sort of universal. I love the New Zealand Marlborough. I think that's how you say it. Love, love, love. That's one of my favorites. So, you know, it doesn't have to be a fancy bottle. I'm happy with anywhere $5 to $10 bottle. I've got my favorites for sure. And I'm very pleased to announce that I'm on day 16 and no, not really, haven't especially missed it. And other than with food, like I'll make something for dinner or we'll get takeout and I'll be like, oh, a glass of wine would be really nice. But it's more of I want the flavor, not that I miss. And then one of the things I am doing is every now and then I'll just put a drink in a wine glass because that's the other thing. I just love I love the tactile feeling of a wine glass. So that's been good. Good to know. Yes, I love that. So I'm going to cut that out. I do have to put something on the back. I alluded in the other video, and then of course I didn't talk about why I don't usually, I think there's one of these cards I did print. You can double side print when you print these out. I tend not. And the reason why is I like, so for example, these all came on one sheet, right? There was 3 of them. Well, I don't want the same print on the back. And although having said that, if I'd printed something like this, they would be very different. But a lot of times, if I have a print like this, then I'm going to want to put, you know, lined paper on the back. So there is that. And that's one of the reasons why I don't print on the back. Let me see if I can find the one I did print on the back. Oh my gosh. I'm flipping through these and I'm just in love. I'm just in love. Yeah, so here's one. That was a tag. It was the tags, and I printed that same one that I just showed you. So that's kind of fun too. Although it has the same print. But don't you love that kit? Don't you love this kit? All right, so let's take this card. I'm gonna set this aside. And then what I'll do is I'll take these notepads. I've got a zillion of them because I love them. And I might just do this, even though nothing has anything to do with Paris. I might just do that. My sister-in-law is in Paris right now. They are on a trip, and I'm just seeing the photos and just going, I want to be there. But knowing that I'm gonna trim it out. But that's why, one of the reasons why I tend to not, I just cut this quickly. I didn't trim it properly. So I'll put that down, and then one of the reasons for that is then I have control over what's on the back. Kind of deal. And I know I should do the glue book thing that a lot of the junk journals do, and I'll pull out a book to glue. Like they will take a notebook or which way do I want up? I think this way. They will take a, you know, an old book, like a written book, and then they will glue, and when the pages get too glued, they'll put 2 pages together. I think I chopped off the top of the Eiffel Tower. I did, but that's okay. And that way, yeah. And then they create pockets out of those pages that are glued because, you know, a lot of times the book paper's a bit too thin and you want to thicken it up. So usually I wait until this is dry because otherwise it might cut a bit wonky, but it seems to be all right. So yeah, so dry January. I'm very pleasantly happy that halfway through the month isn't a big deal. I think it's going to definitely, I had already stopped pretty much not drinking during the week, only on the weekends. But, and part of it is just my body doesn't like it anymore. I find if you have anxiety and you drink wine, especially for some reason, yeah, or if you're having sleep issues as you get older, especially women, because we're just blessed, cut the wine out and it makes a huge, huge difference. Which again is sad, but I guess our bodies just don't metabolize it the way they used to. I'm going to just follow that because my corner rounder is different. And so that's what's going on here. Just taking a break and it's going good. Which is good. So yeah, if you're doing dry January, comment below. Let me know how it's going. Let me know if you hate it. I realize if I put my arms on the table and I do this, then I shake the camera. So I'm trying to get in the habit of not bracing myself. And then you know I'm going to need, so how fun is that? Now, what would be fun as well, because there's all of these bits and pieces, I pulled out some stamps. So this is, I've got some Elizabeth Craft stamps, Heidi Swap. This is the latest Stamp Society, which is a monthly stamp kit that I'm a member of and that you can join. And they have she has amazing stamps. And then an old Stampendous, because I tend to be too literal. This came from the kit, which is very convenient, this paper kit. It says Du Théâtre, and it is Paris, Saint-Germain, Paris. Pop, that's going to go right there. Yes, it is. So, yeah, I don't know about you when you craft. You know, it's like, oh, let's do art, and let's just be, and then I get all, you can put whatever because it's art. And then I'm like, oh, Paris. I have to stick to the theme. I want everything to be Paris. But that's fine. I don't care. Today, it works. Other days, I'll be like, no, you need to just put whatever the thing is. And then I have pulled out a book. And this is just a dollar store book. So no need to fret. I'm not wrecking a valuable book. But this is what people do. They will tear out a page. I think they just do it right in the book maybe, and then tear out a page. And then go from there. I'm a bit behind on the organizing videos. I haven't been, I guess it's probably just tear out a page, because otherwise if you close the book, all right, I love that. That, like I said, came from the kit. And then my idea was, I have this stamp. And again, one of the things that's fun about these stamps is you can just position them to see. But I thought I would put it there and then put a postage stamp right beside the Eiffel Tower, maybe with a little header. But I liked the idea of just plunking that right there. And I think I will just do it in black. And again, Elizabeth Craft stamps like the VersaFine Claire. This is in Nocturne. Not sure why, but they do. I was tempted to do it in red, but then I thought, no. See, look how perfect that is. I'll clean that in a bit. And then I'm going to, I found a Paris, I wanted a Paris postmark. And I'm sure I have one somewhere, but this is actually, and then, ooh, look at that fun script. I'll have to do some of that, because you know me with script. Love a good script. Shedding here. Okay. Avignon. I don't know how to pronounce that. So I am a French Canadian. And Avignon. But my French is not great. Yeah. So there's that. There wasn't a lot of French spoken at home at all. Okay, and now I just need the twirly dinkies. Let me find. All right, I've got a Carabelle Studio. They came out with, paper's flying everywhere. They came out with a whole postage stamp set, which was very fun. And yeah, but sadly, they don't exist anymore. You want me to start talking about, we started on the Chinese ripoff companies that have put companies like Carabelle Studios out of business. Don't get me started. We're having our happy play, so I won't bring that up today. How's that? All right. Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that. And so simple. So simple. But And so what I would normally do is probably put a couple of photos and then the writing if I were to be journaling in this book or use it as a journal book. I do think, so now I'm actually tempted to show this side up instead of this fun. They're both great, right? But I think I do need a little piece of little, oh yeah, and I was going to do some of this just for fun. I don't think I need it on that, but I'm definitely going to use it somewhere. Yay! So now we have a tag. What else can we stuff in here? So I just grabbed a piece of sari ribbon, and I think I will put it on this side. And I'm just going to staple. Actually, what I'm going to do, staple it this way. I definitely like it on that side better, but I want the front of the staples to be on this side, which is actually a good way of doing it because then the staples, you don't notice it as much. And I'll just do XX and then yes. All right. And then that sticks out the top. How fun. Okay, what else can we put in here? Let's get something else to put in the other pocket. Well, first what I'm going to do, I'm going to add this little script stamp because this obviously needs something. And I'm going to grab my vintage photo. And I'm just going to use my fingers. You do have to line it up. That's the only thing because, you know, I don't want it to be crooked. That's fun. This already has a little bit on it, but maybe I'll do... There we go. You see how much that adds? Don't know if you can see that. Look at how much just that tiny little bit adds so much. Okay, I am loving this page. And I almost feel as though I'm going to have to come in and put some photos, maybe from back in the day. I went to Paris in the 80s. Not that I'm dating myself, but I might be. And it was fabulous. And what was fabulous about it was I was dating a French boy at the time. And one of my favorite memories on earth. Let me tell you about it. So I'm pulling out some pieces to add to it. I really love that moth. And I thought what I'm going to do, and I'll tell you the story about Paris, but I think what I'm going to do is find old photos from when I was there. It was, like I said, it was in the 80s, like 87-ish, I want to say. And I'm going to write that memory down because I'd totally forgotten about that until I was talking to you all. Oh, I like that there too. The mission, although it's kind of tall. All right, I've got a couple ideas. I like this here. So this has a sketchy postage stamp edge, and I'm going to see if I have a die cut. But at the same time, I don't know. And I do like that moth there, and I like that make the days count. And then I have this green. I like that it matches obviously with the kit. And I thought maybe this fits really well. Always grateful. And I'm feeling that right now a lot with everything that's going on in the world, with everything, my mom is older and is a little bit sick. And I'm trying to lean into gratitude because it's hard some days. You just get up. You don't want to get up, right? Like the world's a disaster and war and pestilence and fires. And it's just hard. And I'm just, instead of getting down because I'm not dealing with what a lot of other people are dealing with. So I need to lean into the gratitude. Okay, I'm going to use these little pointy scissors. Again, from back in the day. Fiskars. Yeah, I think you can still buy these in different places. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to lean into gratitude. And a lot of times that helps. lean into gratitude, do something for other people, donate to the fires. Just whatever it is that's going to help other people. Take your eyes off yourself, I think, which sometimes can be hard because, you know. All right, let's talk about the French boy. So this French boy, I was an athlete back in my youth, and I was dating this French guy, and I went to Paris. Make sure I'm taping. I went to Paris for a competition, which was just crazy, and also to see him. And he took me out one night when we weren't doing, there was a lull or there was a break, or I think it was before the competition started. And he took me to a cafe on the Champs-Élysées, and it was overlooking the, and I'm assuming this is right because it's been a while, but it was overlooking the Arc de Triomphe. I know it was overlooking the Arc, but I'm like, oh, is that the Champs-Élysées? I think it is. And I haven't been to Paris since, which is crazy. I've talked about it and I've wanted to, I just haven't since then. And, or if I did, it was only sort of like to connect to other places. And we sat there and it was beautiful and the lights were all lit up. It was evening, evening coming on, and a beautiful sky. It was kind of stormy but looked so cool. And we had a hot chocolate on the Champs-Élysées with my French boyfriend, my short-lived French boyfriend relationship. And it was just magical. It was just magical. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some photos from that trip. Of course, that's going to be hard because that was before digital. And I only take about 1 million photos a year, even since that period of time. So that might be tricky. But, what a great, isn't memory, like this is, people like Heidi Swapp talk about stop the blur, and you want to remember these things. And you got to print the photos, right? I feel bad for the new generation because they don't print the photos. My daughter, she's got 1 million photos on her phone, my son's, and they never print the photos. And, they could be gone in a second because they don't back them up. They don't. And I'm like, ugh. And then I wonder, here's the thing, if those of you who are, now I'm feeling all travel-y. This is great. This is an envelope that comes with the kit. And, look how pretty that is. But if you are you know how it is. If you have kids, so here's another question I can throw out there and just, pop in the comments. If you are a documenter, do you find, or a project lifer, or, scrapbooker, do you find that your kids as a result go the other direction because they're so used to being dragged out to create a memory? Look, Mommy has new washi tape. We have to create a memory. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. And I'm sure there's a connecting. Oh yeah, look at that. I bet that fits right in there. No, that's a bit tall. But then you could put these to. Oh my gosh, I love this kit. I love this kit. All right. So let me see if I can wrangle that. So I found an Elizabeth craft die, but it just kind of does a wonky edge. And then, of course, cut it a little bit off. But that's okay. I will just distress it in black. Oh, that might be an idea too. Is to just cut it straight and then because when I distress the edges in black, you ended up getting, you could see it, the perforations. But anyway, it's just a little doohickey, so it doesn't matter. Put that there. Oh, no, I don't really like that and that. Maybe I'll put it here. Yeah, that looks better. And then that, and then that. Let's stamp. Right, I'm going to pull the Heidi Swapp Always Grateful. And I think I'm just going to do it in... Heidi's stamps really do well with the Distress inks. Let me see. But I think they do well with these as well. And I just have this sitting here. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah, so funny how different stamps like different inks. Always grateful. Lining up things, never an easy task, especially for me. Ooh, that's pretty good. Always grateful. Okay, I feel like this is almost done. All right, I'm just going to glue these down using my... I want to distress that though. I almost want to pop this on cardboard, but I just want to get this page done. So yeah, so if you have any cool Paris stories, pop them in the comments. I'd love to hear. I almost want to put a little clippy. That goes better there, but I want to distress this as well. Travel's the best. I love, 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 love traveling. That was one of the great things about being an athlete back in the day. I got to go to so many cool places and got to meet a lot of really cool people. And sadly, it was kind of before social media and Facebook, you know, now. It'd be nice now. I've reconnected with some folks, but I think I want to kind of put it there. Of course, now I feel like it's too much because I put that there without thinking. I don't mind. I'm going to put it down anyway because I really like it. But I think I need more. You can see some of the print behind, but I think I need some more images there. Oh my gosh, and I've lost my pokey thing again. I know, I need to make one of those beaded thingies that goes on the thingy so I stop losing my... this thing, my pin. All right, I love that. So I do think that's it for today. I know obviously I want to put something in there, but maybe that'll be for another day. I think we're good. I think that is plenty. I think we're gonna call it done. So always grateful. Make the days count. And I'm going to call it done. So I'm going to go to number 12 and click overlap. Check. And so tomorrow's opaque. And actually I already have a good start because that's fairly opaque. So yeah. So yay. Getting so chunky. This is what we're at already just for day 12. So I think what I might do actually is I think here on the bottom, I think I'm going to put day 12. Day 12. So I know that I did them out of order. There we go. All right. Well, that's it. I hope you get a chance to play today. You have a great day and a great rest of your week. It is, I think it's Thursday. So it's Friday Eve. Have a great week. Bye.